when it's the one? How do you know when you found the right guy? How do you know this is it? Well, let me tell you, in my opinion, how you can tell. When I met my husband, I'm not married anymore, but when I met my husband, I was 1920, and it was explosion, it was goo goo gaga, it was dramatical, it was fighting, it was intense. I used to cry a lot, and we ended up getting married. We had 2 boys together, and after 23 years of being married to him and 25 with him, I left him. And I definitely went through a total breakdown, even though I left my husband. I collapsed. I collapsed emotionally, mentally, spiritually, energetically, the whole shebang. It was so intense. And a year later, I met my current boyfriend of 8 years now. And I remember at that time, I didn't know he was the one, but now that we've been together, I'm able to really compare the two of how I met my husband and how I met my boyfriend. And there was one huge difference, huge. The difference was when I met my boyfriend 8 years ago, there was no, drama. There was no, bells and whistles and stars and, like crazy arguing. It was actually the opposite. When I met him, it was peaceful. When I met him, I felt safe. When I met him, I felt like I was with my girlfriends, playing mahjong for hours. I felt like I was just comfortable and happy and adored and loved. And it was incredible. It was true bliss. And I realized that the guy that, makes you crazy, that there's drama and there's arguing, it's dysfunctional. That's dysfunctional, and it doesn't work. And I'm not saying, not to marry a guy like that, but I will say that if you have that at the beginning, you will have that throughout your entire marriage. And I have a lot of friends who are still married, and they have tons of dysfunction, and they're both terribly unhappy, the husband and the wife, but they can't break up because at this point, after you're with somebody for 2-3 decades, there's money, there's assets, maybe there is no money, there is no assets, there's kids, and it's just too complicated. So when you commit to that partner, make sure that you feel safe and you feel calm and you feel adored. And most importantly, the love is easy. It's gotta be easy. It's gotta flow like water. Because if the love is hard, if it's frustrating, if it's difficult, if you're fighting, if you're arguing, that means it's not meant to be. So pay attention to that energy around it. I'm with my boyfriend now 8 years, and it's just gotten better. Like I always tell Eric, you're in my marrow bones, and I know I'm in his. And that to me is true love.